Here we go. Here we go. Gotta steal myself. I gotta steal myself. Be mature. Be mature. Be mature. Be mature. Name. My voice soft. I see roughly embodied. We're back again to play some games. We're back with Ikemen Vampire, and last time we had a bad time. We had a bad time because Shakespeare showed up to the ball. He just ruined everything, so we had to go home early. So before we start, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my social media. It's always in the description below, and we could get started. Leonardo, chapter 18. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Thinking about what Shakespeare said. Oh my goodness. Shakespeare was just... I'm really going to throw hands with him next time I see him. Right. Now I was planning on talking to Leonardo too after the party. There was nothing for it. I needed to see him. Just as I made up my mind, someone knocked on the door. 2 sharp raps. I knew it was him. What's good, Leonardo? Carmilla, I'm coming in. Leonardo entered, all tarnished gold light, carrying that sweet fragrance with him. Leonardo. Your dress make it all right? Yes, the stain's all gone. Good. It looked good on you. I was sorry you had to take it off so soon. You shouldn't be sorry. It wasn't your fault. Leonardo absorbed my words with a wary smile. Was thinking we should probably talk. Are you busy right now? Not at all. In fact, I was about to look for you. I was hoping we could talk too. We had the same idea. Amused, Leonardo sat on my bed, beside me. His company usually filled me with delight, but tonight, I feel strangely solemn. We were having such fun just an hour ago. Hey, Carmilla. Leonardo was the first to speak up. Yes? What did he tell you? By he, Leonardo means Shakespeare. He was talking mess about you, Leonardo. Mess. I'm not reading this. I'm not gonna do this again. Y'all remember what happened, right? Yeah. I'm not reading his part anymore. Shakespeare told me several things. If I understood him correctly, strangest among them was that you never lived a mortal life. Leonardo didn't speak. That's the part I don't get. You died and were turned into a vampire by Leonardo like the others, weren't you? Or maybe I heard him wrong. Everything he said was like a puzzle wrapped in the poem. Or he was joking. I don't know which. I sat there, maybe waiting for an hour, maybe hoping I wouldn't hear one. And what did he say? I read that completely wrong. I sat there, maybe waiting for an answer, maybe hoping I wouldn't hear one. Carmilla. Our gazes entangled, and the man I love gave me the answer I feared most to hear. He's right. Will you explain? That doesn't... Will you explain? Will you explain? I think I'm ready to hear this. I hate to say this, but it's a long story. I'll need your patience, Carmilla. Leonardo folded and refolded his hands. Myself and Lecompte were different from the other vampires here, the lesser vampires. We're the only purebloods. A pure-blooded vampire? A lesser vampire? I hadn't realized there was different types of vampires until that moment. What does that mean? And why does it matter? What's the difference between a pureblood and a lesser vampire? This suddenly felt like a barrier between us. Another barrier. Still had to know. A part of me couldn't wait. A pureblood vampire, or a greater vampire, they sometimes say is the child of two pureblood parents. They were born a vampire. Okay. Lesser vampires are former humans turned into vampires by a pureblood's bite. In fact, pure-blooded vampires are the only ones who can turn humans into vampires. Got it. That's how it works? It's the bite of a pureblood that turns humans into vampire? I mean, that's... Is she surprised? Like, that's how the fairy tales tell it, right? Leonardo chuckled, and I wondered strangely what he found amusing about this. I still don't see why this is a problem. Like, he was a vampire, so it don't matter what kind of vampire you are to me. I realized after a moment that it had been a self-depreciating laugh. This was hard for him. Unlike the others here, I never died. I don't just have an extended life. My life will most likely never come to an end. I'm immortal. You're immortal. What about aging? Once we reach maturity, greater vampires stop changing. Our bodies do repair themselves. Cut me into pieces or stab me in the heart, and I will just heal and continue to live. I struggled to image in a world where time travel and vampires. Leonardo was an immortal. You didn't travel through time to get here like the others. You've lived every year of your life from the moment of your birth until now. Yeah, a couple of centuries. He laughed, that self-depreciating laugh again. Actually, I've lived close to 500 years now. He's been alive for 500 years? That amount of time was unfathomable to me. Compressed into a book, sure. But to live every year, every day for 500 years? The man I loved was sitting right next to me. I could reach out my hand and touch him. At the same time, he was someplace I could never be, never go, not in a dozen lifetimes. Is it possible to bridge that kind of gap? I had more questions than that too. How could Leonardo da Vinci still be alive yet have died in the year 1519? Exactly, that's what I was thinking. Did he fake his death? Are we in two different times? Are we in two different timelines? What's going on? What brought him here to this mansion with Lecomte and the lesser vampires? But right now, what I really want to know is, do you love me? Leonardo's heated conversation with Shakespeare flared in my mind. I mean, Shakespeare really didn't have to bring any of that up because I honestly do not care. Greater vampire, lesser vampire, demi-vampire, vampire, I don't care. So Shakespeare was trying to start drama for no reason. Okay. I already knew he was probably gonna outlive me. Because, he's a vampire. But, now I know that he's absolutely immortal. That doesn't really change anything. Y'all remember what happened last time. Because I'm not reading Shakespeare's part again. I like to use my daily question, Leonardo. Alright. He said softly. I felt awful, but I didn't know how else to get a straight answer. During the party, Shakespeare said something. He spoke of your quandary. He said they were here, and this dance wouldn't satisfy them. Leonardo's golden eyes lost their light. Who and what was he talking about? He shifted on my bed to face me. Do you remember all those letters urging me to find someone to marry? Yeah, of course. It's because of those that you and I became compagni provisoria. Those letters came from my family. Your familia is made of pure-blood vampires? Are they immortals like you? Yeah, I don't talk to them or see them anymore. We don't agree on a lot of things. Once they discovered my location, they began hounding me with letters again. They don't want me to be just anyone. Why do I keep reading everything wrong? Once they discovered my location, they began hounding me with letters again. They don't want me to be with just anyone. They want more purebloods. I'm no more than one half of an equation for them. If that's the case, if they want pure-blooded hairs, then they need you to mate with a pureblood, right? So there was no point in pretending to romance a human woman like me. His silence affirmed my suspicions. And that shined a new light on an earlier discussion with Leonardo and Ikemen. There was never any benefit to you agreeing to be my compagno, was there? It shocked them, quieted them down for a bit. Hard to get peace when your familia is immortal. Grazie, Carmia. He's just saying that to comfort me. Ikemen knew. Most likely, Sebastian did too. Leonardo agreed instantly to pretend to be my lover, all to protect me. My hands were shaking. I knew Leonardo was looking at me, but I couldn't meet his eyes. Are you mad at me for not telling you? Or are you scared of what I am? I'm not scared. Definitely not. Scared of you? No, not at all. That much I was certain of. I think I understand why you hid the truth. You must have known I wouldn't feel right about our deal if it was for my sake. You didn't want me to feel uneasy. You're always doing that for people. I glanced at him. I saw worry for my answer in his expression. At the same time, he was holding that back with a tender smile. Seeing the light deep in his eyes made those two familiar emotions well inside me. And I'm not scared of you, Carmia. I'm shocked to find out that you're immortal. Of course, that came as a surprise. But no matter what you are, pure-blooded vampire or not, I can never be afraid of you. Because I placed my hand in reach of his. Instantly, we were holding each other's hands. Because I'm in love with you. Leonardo's eyes widened. I wasn't planning on telling you this way. This wasn't how I wanted you to know. I was planning on telling you after the ball. I knew you being a vampire would make things tricky. I hoped he could... Sorry, it's bothering me. Shakespeare was all in Leonardo's family's business, not just Leonardo's business. He was all in Leonardo's family's business. How are you gonna be in the whole other family's business? That's crazy to me. I knew being a vampire would make things tricky. I hope we could talk about it. About whether there's a chance for us. He was quiet. I was also prepared to be let down. I thought I was prepared for all kinds of responses. But I was being naive. Naive about you, what you did for me, and maybe what you feel. Carmia, it's not that simple. You agreed to protect me. Now I'm worried something this one-sided isn't love. I thought back to what you told me. Would you let me continue to help you smile? Openly from now on? Words that had moved my heart towards his. Though we're only compagni provisoria, I'm still your compagno. You said that. You said so many things that made me sure you loved me. But this was standing between us, wasn't it? I have this one wonderful month with you. But to you, my lifespan must seem as short. I didn't even care about that. But I want some way to bridge the distance. My feelings swelled past the point of bursting. My heart was clamoring. I blurted out, Leonardo, how long would I have to live? If I had an extended life, could you let yourself love me? Or you want to become a vampire? Did his face lose color just then? Did my words hurt him? I didn't mean them to. Tick, tick, tick. Went the watch on my arm, counting down the seconds of my life. There was a vast difference in the time we lived, will live. It's the reason why I could never figure out his feelings. We're too different. Our hearts were hundreds of years apart. I let go of his hand, the warmth of him fading from my fingertips. But if I get closer to you, could you love me if I became a vampire? Carmi. Leonardo suddenly cut himself off, his expression changing. Are you serious about this? His eyes steeled, bored into mine. I wouldn't ask otherwise. You could turn me into a vampire with a bite. I'd agree to it, if it allowed us to be together. You'd do this for me? I see. Then Leonardo was kissing me. Ugh, here we go. Gotta steal myself. Ugh, gotta steal myself. Be mature. Give me a second though. My lips opened to the insistent caresses of his. We were kissing each other, over and over. I soon lost count, breathless from our passion. I fell backwards on my bed. My heart spilled my hair spilled onto the sheets around me. Leonardo gripped my wrist with vampiric strength, pinning me to the mattress. Leonardo. I whispered his name, my voice soft, as he roughly unbuttoned my blouse. Passionate kisses fell over my bare neck now. I don't want to mar your beautiful skin. Stay completely still while I do this. Leonardo kissed each spot slowly, as if testing where best to sink his fangs. I called his name again, my voice growing louder, hoarse, desperate to say something. Scusa, but there's no taking this back. Now, where's the right spot? Of course the neck. That's the best place to bite. This time I didn't speak. I trembled. Listen well, Carmia. When I bite you, you will only feel pleasure. As you've never felt pleasure before, you will pass out. Now the pain, it's only a pinprick. Then you will wake up forever changed, a vampire. Ugh, I don't like that though. I don't like needles. If it feels like a needle, or he said pinprick, yeah. I still cry when I get a shot. I still cry. I'm not joking, I really do cry. Blood was pouring into my ears. Upon waking, you will hunger ceaselessly for the blood of living creatures. And that will last continuously through the little taste of eternity that I will grant you. Leonardo's breath was hot against my skin, burning. Why did he feel so hot? But it wasn't him, it was me. I was cold, shivering, petrified. Just close your eyes. One last time. The moment you do, that's when you die. Die? Leonardo! I shouted his name. He stopped. Leonardo released my hands and he slowly pushed himself up and away from me. He looked down, his eyes losing their shine. The one brilliant gold in his eyes grew dark, old, and dim, and deeply, eternally lonely. Why do you look ready to cry, Karamia? Would you scare me on purpose? Okay, so Okay, so I think he was just trying to scare me at the end. That's why I think he said what he said. I think it was done on purpose. Would I actually do that? If I was with somebody who was immortal, yes, I think I would. But I would have him turn me into a vampire. I think I definitely would. And then I would turn my mom and dad into demi-vampires or lesser vampires, and my brother. Basically everybody important to me. And then we're just gonna you know, live forever. So all my current family will be vampires, and then we can continue the vampire bloodline. So we'll be like his family, all just living forever. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Let's do it. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my social media. It's always description below. And I will see you guys tomorrow with A3. So I will see you guys tomorrow then. Bye-bye.